Hey guys, this is Asad Siddiqui again. I'm the owner and developer at iDesignSmart.com, and today I'll be showing you guys the new X theme from ThemeCo, and I will be also giving you guys a detailed in-depth tutorial on how to customize various elements over here. So what I have over here is a test installation. It's the default WordPress. I do not have anything special here going on. So if you look at the site, it's pretty straightforward like that. And we will go from this site right here to an advanced demo that I will show you. So let's jump right into it, and I will be talking about how to customize the header, logo, different services sections, and parallax images and footer and all those kind of things, the slider as well. So let's talk about it. I did install the theme here. So if you purchase the theme from ThemeForest, I will show you what you need to do. So I have installed the theme, but you can install the theme from your installation package. And once you do, you also need to go to the add-on section and unlock or activate the theme. I did not want to do that on my test server because I want to use this theme on another domain or a host name. So what I did was I just went in and installed the ref slider plugin so I can import the sample sliders as well. They do not give us the slider export outside of the theme, so it is important to be able to import the demo content to have the slider revolution in a plugin installed. So this is a premium plugin that comes bundled in with the theme, free of cost to you. But if you need support or you need ongoing updates and that kind of a thing, you can purchase it from ThemeForest. I believe it's like $20 or so, and I recommend it if you want to keep the site for the long term. So I will jump into this theme and start talking about the cornerstone, which is like their visual builder and how to work with that. And it is I'm very impressed with it. It's a super lightweight plugin, and it's, I think, the best I have used for inline editing. It really is very good. So I will go with the agency theme. I think it will be a safe bet on any kind of usually the agency themes are pretty straightforward and nice business layout. So as you can see here, it has a nice logo, then there is a navigation section here, then there is a slider, and then there is an introduction for a business with a button, and then there's a parallax section with some 4 key services that you want, and then an interesting blog layout with actually 6 blog posts and some test sample content on the left side, and then there are some numbers and another nice image, the clientele. So it is a pretty impressive and nice and clean layout. So let's look at it in the mobile view. So what I'm going to do is resize my browser, and as we can see, it's pretty nice. You can see the menu bar changed on a mobile view, and the layout becomes one column. So it is fully responsive, very nice theme. So let's import this layout and then start customizing it with Cornerstone. So what I will do is I will activate the theme first. So appearance and themes, and because it's already installed, I can just click on the activate button. If you don't have it installed, you can click on add new and browse for the installation package from your ThemeForest account. I will just activate it. Okay, looks like it's activated. And another thing that you see over here is the X add-ons button, so which gives you a different, it's like a dashboard for X theme, and you can unlock these add-ons by putting in your license information from ThemeForest, and also set up for automatic updates. So totally do not use a null theme or some downloaded from a third-party website. Always make sure you're buying from the original author from ThemeForest. Very important. So you need to put up your license information over here, and then what I am going to do is activate my Revolutions. You see this new plugin got installed called Cornerstone, which is their inline edit tool, and it works with shortcode, CSS, and JavaScript. Very nice looking, and we'll jump into that as well. So I will just activate the Revolution slider, so I can import all the demos, and this is the Revolution slider, right into it with a click of a button. So once this is activated, I can go into my add-ons, and then basically there's a screen here called demo content, and you can select which demo you want. There are a bunch of demos, and you can take a look at them over here. So you can go to the Themeco site and look at different demos. I'm sorry, here, and I'm basically doing this demo, which is the agency's one of the newer demos, but you can go with the default ones over here and take a look at how they are if you're interested. So for right now, I will just go with the agency demo, and I'll click on the button to set up my demo content. This is basically giving me a warning that my content will be lost, but because I do not have anything, I'll just go right with it. By the way, there's a link in the description for my affiliate hosting and domain names. It is with HostGator, and I do recommend their WordPress hosting. I've had a lot of experience with a lot of different web hosting services, and I do like what they offer for the price. It's a very decent shared hosting environment. Also, if you are looking for professional customization or things that you can do, you can contact me on my website, idesignsmart.com. And if you have a general kind of a question about the theme or a comment, feel free to leave a comment below in the comments section, and I'll be happy to get back with you and see if I can resolve your problem. Also, there are a lot of other premium themes that I've worked with, and their tutorials are also on my channel, so feel free to check them out as well. This is taking slightly longer than it should, or maybe I guess this theme has a lot of different things that it imports. I know it imports all the graphics, and the graphic files are pretty big, so it takes a little time to set up, but gives me a chance to talk about hosting and layouts and professional customization, so I'm not gonna complain about it. So we just have to be patient over here while it's creating the post and taxonomies and all those kind of things. And once it's done, we should have something like that imported right in, that we can start editing with our favorite, or not our favorite yet, but with my favorite tool, Cornerstone. So now the post data is being imported, and almost there. Okay, it says have fun and everything is done. So if I view my website now, I should have a similar site to what we were looking at before. All right, so you can see that the slider automatically got imported with the demo content, because I had the Revolution slider installed and activated at the time of import, and I have the menu bar set up, the logo set up, and I have a nice introduction, my services section with nice icons and a touch button, and there are blog posts and some numbers, so exactly the same layout. Pretty cool. So now we'll jump into how to edit this layout, and if you have different ideas how you can implement them, how to put new sections on there, and how to work with the theme. So basically you will see a button over here called Edit with Cornerstone. So if you edit with Cornerstone, Cornerstone is going to load first, and it is based on JavaScript and CSS and PHP. A pretty cool tool, and it works really well with the theme. So once it loads, I will see my page in edit mode basically, and the easy way to edit. We'll talk about that a little later. What I want to get started from is the logo. So the first thing I want to do, I'm sorry, I clicked on it, is go back and let's start from the top. So first thing that you want to customize is the logo. So to customize the logo, you want to go to the dashboard, and as you can see, there is nothing special other than the add-ons and cornerstone over here. The two things that are new because of the theme installation are cornerstone and X add-ons, because we activated the theme. So how you customize over here, unlike a lot of other ThemeForest modern themes, is you go to appearance and click on customize. So they have integrated all the customization options within WordPress, which is good, and lightweight. So they don't have a lot of fluff that comes in with a lot of other themes. Now you have options over here that you can customize. For the logo, you want to be in the header and the menu as well, I believe. So the logo, the nav bar position is the navigation bar position. It is fixed top to the set on the site. I can make it static top, and it'll give you a preview on how things will be if you want to go static top. And you can also do fixed left, and it'll tell you how it is going to be when it is fixed left. So if you want the menu bar on the left side and your page on the right side, you can do that with an option. I'm just gonna leave it at fixed top. And if you go further down, like if you a lot of people prefer that their logo is on the left side and the menu bar is on the right side instead of like this layout, so you can make it inline as opposed to stacked, and then you will have the logo on the left and the menu bar on the right. Of course, this menu navigation bar height and the logo height and the padding beneath that is configurable, and you will have options for it. I will just leave it stacked for right now because it looked better. And then you go down, there you go, logo top bar spacing. So by changing that space, if I change that from 45 to 100, you will see that there is so much more spacing at the top. So instead of so that will control that spacing. I'll go back to 45, and you can also have a bottom spacing for the logo as well. Navigation top bar height currently 60, and if you increase that, you'll see that this area right here will increase in height. I'll leave it at what it is, and you can also change the fonts if you want to, like Lato or Roboto or whatever you want. All the Google fonts will be supported. If you have a text logo, that is the logo that you will use, and you can configure the colors and the size of the text as well. And once you have like your own logo, and I do recommend that you go with a transparent logo as opposed to like something that is like a white block, because it will look very unprofessional if you have color in the background of the logo. So I do recommend that you open your logo in Photoshop and save it as a transparent PNG, and then use that for the website. You can specify what the logo width will be here and the alignment. And once you are all set up here, what you need to do is click on save and publish, because I'm not changing anything. I'm not gonna save, but once you do save and publish, it's basically going to take in your changes. So I'll close this bar over here, and now I will talk about the next section, which is the menu itself. Nothing special there. It's the default way of WordPress on how menus work. So you can go to the menus, and then you have these options here. You can put on custom links. For example, if you want to go to Google, you can just say link tests will be Google, and put on any link, like you can do www.google.com, for example. So if I save menu, I should start seeing another new option in my site. So basically, I just wanted to show how the menus are working. You go to menus under appearance, and then you can select the menu, which is the primary menu, and then you can drag and drop pretty much anything that you want. So here is the Google that I added. Going down further, the controls and all those things for these, like the colors, you can also control that in the options. I believe it will be, let's look at it. Again, you'll have to go to customize, and now I'll just leave this open and just so it doesn't have to load again and again. But I just want to show you like how you can go to the menu option here, and then the menu location, the primary menu is configured to be the primary menu, and then there is a footer menu supported as well if you want to do that. And then the primary menu you can configure like that as well from the theme, like I was saying. So you can add items by clicking here, and you don't have to go the WordPress route, but absolutely you can do the WordPress route as well. The colors I don't think are here, so I'll have to look at where exactly the colors are, and probably layout and design, or maybe someplace else. So if you go down, background color is here, background pattern, that's for box format, background image. The menu colors are not here. I'll go back, and header, footer, blog, portfolio, maybe you'll have to code in a style for your menu colors. I do not know if they are configured out of the box or not, and I might make an update and tell you where it is. So coming back to the slider, for the slider you'll have to go back to the revolution slider. It's not a part of the theme or the page layout, but what you have is you click on the revolution slider, and then you will see a slider that is being displayed on the page with a short code. So you can edit the slider itself by here. It has only one slide currently, so it will have like a phone and some text and a link like that. So if you go back, here's the phone and the text. So if you want to edit that text, you can just double click on this and edit this text over here. And it is very important to save your changes in revolution slider, because if you flip from slide to slide, it'll lose the changes. So if I refresh the page now, you should see iDesign Smart over here instead of whatever the Smarter Solutions line it is displaying. Okay, so that is how you customize the slider. Then I'm gonna show you the cornerstone. That's the real nice part about the theme that I really like. So I'm gonna edit with cornerstone, and then we'll start modifying this content, and I'll show you how you can do that. Again, waiting for it to load, but once it loads, editing the page is like a breeze. It's very, very nice. So you scroll down to the content, and how I do it is I click on the sections. Now remember, whenever we talk about responsive websites, we talk about sections. And what are sections? Section is basically a rectangular box that is spread out over the width of your page. So when you are in a responsive view, it will shrink, and when you are on a wide monitor, it will expand to fit the screen. So that is the way responsive websites work. They are divided into different sections. Cornerstone calls a section, so very, very nice. When you click on a section, it basically brings up that div or where you want to edit. Exactly, then inside of a sections you have elements. So custom headline is an element, and then raw content is an element, and then button is an element. So when you want to edit a button, you can, or you some custom headline, you can click on that, and then you can make your edits over here. So once you are done over there, you can see that the update is getting there. And once you are done with the update, you want to click on the save button. So it got updated now, and my page is updated actually, and you can select different things for the text as well, like the text element. You can configure how it's going to look like. So if I changed from heading 2 to heading 3, or you can say heading 4, then it will look slightly different based on how you have configured those headings in your typography. So right now I'll do heading 2, and it's getting the same CSS class as heading 3. And the text color you can also change by selecting something over here. So now it becomes red. I will go back to whatever it was, the light gray. And then once you are done, you can change the alignment as well. You can justify your text or center align your text, or however you want to be. And once you are done with that and you are happy, click on the save icon here. Similarly, this you can click and update as well. Right now they have a paragraph. Important thing to notice is you can put HTML inside, but I understand that a lot of people who don't know how to work with HTML and CSS don't like that. But I think it works great in the favor of web developers, that they get a lot of control over the different content. So they can write CSS that to style their elements, change the color, sizes, line heights, padding, that kind of a thing. So it gives you more power. And if you don't want to really use it, you don't have to. Like, you can still write the content and select whatever color and spacing it's going to have. So that's pretty simple. And that is the button. For the button, you need a URL where it's going, and you also need the text. And then there's a parallax section. So the parallax section is kind of cool, and all you need is on the section you want to search for a background image. So I deleted mine, and now I can add it, and when I add it, it goes to my media library. And from the media library, I can select a wide image. For this theme, the ideal image dimension is 1600 by 1000 pixels. So I can select that, and then once it's done, I can basically turn on this switch that says parallax. So I can turn on and off parallax with a click of a button. That is again very nice. And if you don't have an image full width that you want to work with, you can also have a pattern of colors that you can do. In the section itself, how the content will be and spacing will be, this is some padding here. So to put some space when the section starts and the content starts, you can specify padding. They have 100 pixels at the top and the 100 pixels at the bottom. You can also specify margins, put borders around it, and define how the content will be laid out inside. And you can also hide the various sections based on what kind of display it is. So hide based on screen width. If you don't want to display it on a mobile, you can select the mobile icon here, XS, and then you are all set. So you don't need to do anything else, and it will be hidden on a mobile selection. Dark section here is a built-in CSS class that they have written and supported in the theme. If you want to modify it, you will want to write custom CSS for it. And if you want to have your own CSS class, then you can write custom CSS for that. And I will show you where that option is. So once you are done editing, for example, changing this, you can change that heading, my design services. And once you do that and click on this feature box, and inside of this feature box, let's say I want to change the icon. So instead of that a small pencil, I want to display something else like a refresh icon. So I can click on that, and then I can also change the effects like fade ins and things like that. I can also change the borders and the color that is being displayed on the icon, which is again very nice. I can also change what kind of animation it's displaying. So I can do like swing as opposed to fade in or slide from left. And then I can save all that. Once I'm done, I will just update this. So Cornerstone is pretty cool, working around the clock for you. Okay, so the key here when you're doing a column wise section is to make sure that the text that is underneath of the icon or image is lines up for all four, and if it doesn't line up, you have more content for one, put a read more link for all of them and just take them to a page where you talk about more about your services. So I will go ahead and save that. And similarly, if you want to take a look at the other things and how they have achieved, you can click on the section itself, and then you can click on this manage layout thing. If you don't want to edit it and see how it's laid out, you can click on the manage layout button after clicking on the section, and the first thing that it will tell you, it's selecting the row 1, which is this. So row 1 is this whole box which is highlighted, and it is a 3-column layout. So this is the first column, this is the second column, and this is the third column. So you can select what kind of a layout you want, and the column order is 1 by 3rd, 1 by 3rd, and 1 by 3rd. So if you want to edit the first column or work with the first column, you can click on that. And similarly, if you want a different layout, then you can select that and then have your columns lined up so you can work on the content. Right now I want to just edit that case studies thing, so I will click on that and edit the text element here. And then I can also say here something. I will leave the formatting as is because it has colors and styles to it. Okay, so I will just update that and like the all case studies, and then just save it. These are the blog post. Okay, so now I want to update manage layout again and go to the section where it talks about the second and the third column. So the second column is that, and it has a visual element called recent posts. So if I click on the recent post, it's gonna bring that up over here. You can do horizontal. Right now it's set to horizontal, and you can select like what specific CSS will be applied to it, and you can also specify what category it's going to pull its news from. Right now there is nothing, so it's gonna pull its categories from everything. You can select taxonomies. So the taxonomy here is portfolio as opposed to posts. So it is a portfolio type post, and when you're creating a new blog post, portfolio will be a taxonomy that is supported. So anytime a new post comes in with portfolio, it will be showed over here. Similarly, this is again a recent post element, and you can see that the post count is 2, and it's set to horizontal here. So 2 posts horizontal are displayed here. This is also a recent post, and this is also a recent post. So that is a nice layout that they've come up with. Again, if you want to, this is a counter element, the numbers are counters, so you can click on that and configure all that over here. Now let's talk about, for example, this is not sufficient for you and you want a new section that talks about why clients should hire you. So what you need to do over there is click on the layout, and then you have all the different sections that the page is divided into. So there is an introduction, then there is a section called VR Silver 2, then there is a services section, then there is case studies, statistics. So I will add a new section and put it after services. So I will add a section, and I think by default my section will be right here at the end, so I can drag it up and put it after services right here. And instead of that, I can call it something else, which I think, yeah, right here I can edit this and call it my name. Okay, so then I can decide what kind of a layout it will be, and I can say it will be a 2-column layout, and it will be a 2-column layout. And the first, now you see these 2 columns that got added. So in the first column I will have some text element. So a very nice feature that it has is it can search for widgets as well. So you click on this cornerstone icon over here, and all the different elements will come up that you can use. And some of the elements that we're looking at, like custom headline or blog or recent post or text, will be also be displayed here. So I can select raw content, so I will search for raw, and the only thing that comes up is this. I can actually drag it to my cornerstone, and now I have a raw content over here. So I can write HTML, and I will say this is a new section, and close my heading too. So you can also use a custom headline if you don't want to code this or do this anything, but I want to have everything in one section, so I will just use H2s. Okay, so once you do that, you can save it, and if you like something existing, you can duplicate it as well by clicking on the duplicate section button. And the second, here I just want to display an image, so I'll click on the cornerstone again, and then I can actually use raw content for images. So you can select text, and then the text inside of the text widget, I don't know if they offer images, but yeah, this is like a WordPress editor. So you can go to the visual view and add media to it, and you can select whatever you want. So this 1200 by 800 will be too wide, I guess. This might be better, or they are all like featured images for blog posts, so I will just go with one of them and select maybe large, insert into post. And once I do that, you see that this section got added. Now if for the whole section I need a background, let's say I want a colored background or a parallax background, what I can do is select the whole section and then go to the background, and I can select color, and background color I can select whatever type of color I want. So I can do like that, and then like add some more text to it. Similarly, if I want to have an image in the background, I can do that as well, and I can enable parallax on it. So you see how simple it is to basically create a layout, and you all just have to think in terms of columns and how your layout will be attractive. So if I save this and go to a responsive view, then cornerstone is actually active. So we will visit the site in a separate window, so I can resize it. I will just copy that and go there and paste it. So now if we look at the site in the responsive view, you'll see my new section will come up as well, and I absolutely have total control over what kind of padding do I want and what kind of things do I want in my section. So these are the services images with icons and stuff. Then there is a new section, so if you want more padding, you can always have it. You can put empty columns for more spacing and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Now you understand how to add new sections, use background for sections, colors for sections, and put parallax images on sections. How you can configure multiple columns and put your content and icons around it. And you also have an introduction on how to do the slider. By the way, there are other videos in my channel that talk in more detail about how to go with sliders. Another interesting thing that I wanted to show you was what is called stacks. And this X theme, this is kind of a new concept in WordPress. Basically what they've tried to do is like if you go to cornerstone, or you don't want to go in cornerstone but you go in the customization menu. So I will go to the dashboard, and then I can appearance and customize. So how this theme works, they have 4 or 5 different kind of look and feel for the blog posts and the overall fonts and stuff like that. So I'll open a page that has blog posts, or that is pulling posts from the blog. So right now it's displayed in a certain way, like hello world is a blog post, and it's displaying the heading, a featured image like that, and a font for the excerpt from the post. I can change that by changing the stack. Like if I go integrity from ethos, it'll be like that. So featured image is much bigger, and you see how the font heading is different, the layout is different. If I go renew, it'll again be totally different. So the color scheme, the featured images, all that can be controlled by stack. So basically they're giving you a new theme if you just change the ethos. So there it's configured to use a different layout built into their PHP or page layout. So that is nice. Another, I actually think that this is a good introduction. I'll also show you where you can do custom CSS and JavaScript if you want. So one of the options that there you will see in appearance and visualize, appearance and customize is custom. So you can click on the custom, and then you can select if you want to edit CSS, and if you do want to edit CSS, you can do that and add your custom CSS. Actually, this is just, I believe, the CSS on the page, so, or the whole site, because there is contact form 7 as well. So you can add your CSS classes if you wanted, like dot new dash class, and then write your CSS code. Margin will be 5 pixels. So anything that has the CSS class applied will have a margin of 5 pixels. So basically it's just a way to customize CSS if you want to change existing styles, like they have in the dark section. If you hover over the headings, it'll change color and opacity, like transparency. So you can do all that stuff, and I can talk about it very extensively, but that might be for another day. And I think that is about it. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to use this forum like the YouTube, which is great, and send in your feedback, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, a quick summary. I think Cornerstone is really cool. This site comes in with a lot of different plugins bundled in, which is really cool. And then you have the nice layouts that you can import right away. Again, a very nice feature. And then what you want to do is make sure you buy it from ThemeForest and import your favorite content, and it'll give you a great starting point. Always make sure that you have the license information in the theme, so you can have automatic updates and you don't have to worry about theme updates and the new features that come out. You'll automatically get those, and also keep your plugins updated at all times. So that is pretty much about it. If you have any questions, head over to iDesignSmart.com. I will leave a link in the description of the video, and if you want to hire me for professional customization of existing layout, or do anything, or you have a requirement, feel free to fill out my contact form and I'll get back with you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that this was a good starting point, and you got a good review of the ThemeX. Until next time, take care.